Hello, ladies. It is Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Very happy to be here. I love my Wednesdays. Hello, I'll wait a couple minutes, wait for people that are tuning in. I know we had a few people that said they were coming, so I'm psyched to talk about today's topic because it is a massive topic and it is one that everyone is talking about. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Hi. I can see everyone now. I couldn't see everyone before. So, a little bit about me. If you don't know me, Rachel knows me. My name is Cheryl Hager, and I founded Sisters Who Scale. I'm a business growth coach, and I specialize in scaling service industry businesses. I own a residential and commercial cleaning business. Then I grew the business in the last 3.5 years from zero to $650,000 in revenue, working 15 to 20 hours a week. We have grown consistently in between 30 and 35% a year in revenue. And the best news of the day is we did it during a pandemic. So after 3.5 years, we have three divisions. We have a residential, we have a commercial division, and we also have a power washing division, which another coach a few years back told me it was impossible to run residential and commercial, and he was wrong because we did it. So don't ever believe what other people tell you. Do your own research. So I tend to like to make my own way. When people tell me I can't do something, I go ahead and do it anyways and prove them wrong. So we are about to open our second location in 30 days. Most people, it takes double the time. We did it in half. And there are tons of reasons behind that. And that's what I, as a coach, do, is I teach you how to do things faster and more effective than your competitor. So for those of you that are tuning in live, whether you're live or on replay, raise your hand. If this sounds familiar to you, drop a me, drop a holler, whatever in the chat box so I can see. If you're able to only make it on the replay, you can still say hello, me, hi, holler, I see you, anything. I see those as well. The good thing about Facebook groups and Facebook Live is you can catch the replay. So tonight's topic is one that will always be on every business owner's top priority lists, or should be if it's not. And it is the reason why everyone is quitting on you and why you won't be able to grow your business, right? You need employees to scale. Unless you're going to stay a solopreneur and rely on yourself, and that model is sometimes fine for people. If you want to grow and scale to a certain income level, you have to have employees, number one. Number two, you have to learn how to master employees. So there's a whole big art to employees. It's almost like you're selling employees, right? It's like you're selling this position. So let's talk about this. I'm sure all of you have seen this. There's this thing that's called the Great Resignation, right? So what is that exactly? It's this phrase that's going to be in all the history books for our kids to read about when they're in college, right? And they're going to show like all this stuff going on. And it's showing that workers are quitting jobs at alarming rates or switching industries, right? So some say it's from the remnants of COVID, maybe a little bit, maybe initially, but not now. So my theory, and I do a lot of research and I read and I talk to employers and stuff like that. My theory is employees are sick of being treated like shit. Plain and simple, right? So think about it. The low wages, not being respected, expected to work in any type of condition, not being appreciated. I mean, there could be a million reasons why. And what happened was COVID happened and the government decided to hand out free money, which in theory sounded great, but then they got used to staying home getting free money. So getting them back into the workforce was really difficult because now they're getting all this free stuff and they're like, hey, I don't want to go do that. I don't want to be treated like that. So that's how the shift has really happened. I interviewed a girl this past week and she told me that she was expected to work 14-hour days making pizzas in a kitchen. She would be working, she was a single mother, and she would be working from like 3 p.m. to like 3 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. Like, are you kidding me? Who does that? First of all, it's illegal. Second of all, it's completely inhumane. And third of all, it's just downright cruel, and it's not right. That's not good karma to do that, right? And some of these workers have to do this because we all know the rising costs of inflation and what's going on. They're single parents raising kids. Maybe they don't get child support, whatever the situation is, and that totally sucks. And it's no fun. And no one wants to do that. So my theory is employees are looking for better working conditions, right? So what's happening is some of these workers are off to find better situations, and I mean, you can't blame them. I can't blame them. COVID brought us things like gig work, where maybe some of these people switched to being their own boss, driving, doing Instacart, doing Grubhub, Uber Eats, all those things. What's the other one there? DoorDash, right? So they're driving their own cars, they're making their own money, they're making their own rules. Yeah, they're making a few bucks more an hour, but it's their own thing. They can get back in the car, they can listen to music, they can be on the phone to the next destination, right? So I love Instacart. I switched to ordering my groceries on Instacart. I rarely go into the grocery store anymore. So I know if I have shifted, that means other people that need to bring me this food, they've shifted. We have a handyman that does work for us from time to time. And he said in between his handyman jobs, he does Instacart. He goes and he makes himself $200 a day. Why would someone like that want to go work for someone else making pizzas, working 12 hours a day when he can be his own boss and go in Instacart? I mean, so that is what's happening. People like to, the no employees, they don't want to work, this and that. They want better things for themselves, for their families, and you as an employer has to show them that you can provide a great opportunity for them. So remote working situations are popping up everywhere. Some people are taking advantage of that. I would say half my clients, my cleaning clients, more than half, actually probably 60 to 70%, at least one of them is working from home, right? At least one of them is working from home, where before it was about 25%. So that's popped up everywhere, right? So workers are looking for better situations. Bottom line, better pay and a little more respect, and no one can blame them. The same thing happened, was it Rockefeller? Who was it? It was the man, and I watched this on the History Channel. It was the man that the railroads. Was it Carnegie? It was Carnegie. Okay, look him up. Andrew Carnegie. He was the one that basically, I don't want to say invented, but he spearheaded the railroad industry, and they all rebelled on him. All the workers rebelled on him because it was unfit working conditions. They were working 12, 14 hours a day, like crazy things, like factories and this and that, making stuff. So they rebelled. So this is very similar. This Great Resignation is a very similar thing, and you need to know how to work around it so your businesses can run, right? I always say you have to give before you get. We all know this concept well enough, and so I hear this a lot, that you can't keep employees. Let's do a deep dive and see if maybe you are doing something to contribute to that, or you're just not offering a competitive job. Chances are you are, and we're going to see what's going on. I am a firm believer of ripping off the Band-Aid. Let's see what's underneath the Band-Aid, okay? Let's see if we can heal the wound. If you can do this every time a problem arises as the CEO of your company, you will fix half of the problems going on in your business. Usually it's a disconnect with maybe a skill you haven't acquired yet, right? God forbid you were wrong or you do something wrong, right? I mean, come on. We have to be able to look at ourselves and laugh at ourselves and figure out stuff that we could do better, right? People don't like to admit when they're wrong. When they messed up, it doesn't feel good, but none of us are perfect, right? It's part of learning how to be a better boss. So you have to get over this. You have to get over pointing the finger, and take the finger and point it this way and see if there are things that you can do better. Because some of the time it's going to be you. It's not going to be all the outside all the time. So just get over it. The quicker you get over it, the quicker we can fix the problem and then we can move on. So, you know me, ladies. Some of you have made funny comments. I don't sugarcoat anything. Let me see who else is on here. Hi, Shauna. How are you? And I like that. So, I don't sugarcoat anything, okay? Because sugarcoating doesn't fix the problems. Avoidance doesn't fix the problems. A direct look into an issue going on in your business is what fixes problems. And this is very important for you all to learn. And that's one of the things I help with as a coach. So let's kind of dive into this. So why do we think all our employees are quitting on us or on you? The biggest thing, and it's not the money, ladies, it's lack of respect or trust. This Apple Watch kills me. It buzzes when I'm on this. I hate it. So it's lack of respect or trust. It may seem like a simple thing, but one reason why good employees quit is they don't feel respected or trusted that they can do a good job at work. They feel micromanaged, okay? What do they feel like they're not respected by their boss, by their coworkers? These negative feelings can build up and eventually cause them deciding to leave before you can kind of get to them, right? So employees may perceive this lack of respect in many ways. It could be whether they're spoken to, it could be the kind of work they receive, or the way the managers oversee their work. That's that micromanaging. So, an example, employees who are micromanaged by their managers or superiors, if you will, often feel that they aren't being trusted and given authority to perform their duties by themselves. And this is very important to employees to be able to feel. It's good for them to feel that they've done a job well done, that you've trusted them with responsibilities. Believe it or not, this plays into their psyche, and this is really, really important. And if employees feel stressed about this in this manner and they're not encouraged to do their best work, they will often seek an opportunity with a more conducive work environment for them. So it's not always the money why they quit. It's actually mostly not about the money. It's mostly about what goes on actually at work. So to prevent this issue with your business, you need to have an open, honest relationship with your employees. You should encourage them to work with you, ask questions. Sorry, I got to tickle my throat. Ultimately, this trust, you have to give the trust in their skills. You have to give them the knowledge and responsibility to do the work that you hired them to. You don't want to micromanage them. They're not toddlers, they're adults. And it may surprise you, but ultimately your employer's happiness will actually increase productivity. So if someone is happy coming to work, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to, like, if some of you have, house cleaning businesses and stuff, they're going to do a great job. And then what's going to happen? They're going to get tipped, and then you're going to get a text from your client saying how wonderful so-and-so was, or they did a great job, or my bathrooms never look so shiny, or anything. That's a trickle effect. So you have to kind of think of it like that when you're hiring people. Low pay, no one's working for low pay anymore, okay? Paying employees only the legal minimum wage isn't working anymore. Or below, which I haven't really heard too much of that. But so it could seem like a good idea for you on paper or your bank account, but paying people less is actually going to cost you money. It's one of the reasons why employees quit. Number one is lack of respect. Number two is low pay, right? So think about it. If you have a turnover rate of employees every 2 or 3 months, that's all time wasted. And that time that you've spent with them, training them, costs money. Your time costs money, ladies. And some of us don't think of it like that. That's that old hustle, old adage, oh, I'll just do it myself. Oh, well, whatever. That stuff costs money. And you have to think about that. You just have to wrap your brain around that. So low wages is another reason why good employees quit, right? And it could end up costing you more money in the long run. So although you think an employee salary is fair, you have to compare how it compares to industry standards. So your competitors, what are they paying people, right? Whenever I go to run an ad, I go see who's paying what. I look at all my competitors and I say, all right, they're paying this, they're offering this. My ad needs to be the best in my area. That's what I concentrate on. You would think that's not important. It's the number one thing that attracts your employees to you. Okay? So if an employee feels they're not being paid well for the work they do and they can find better pay for the same job elsewhere, they're going to go look for that higher opportunity. So you have to be competitive. If not, like, bonus them and stuff, right, to show them. So what happens here is this becomes contagious. So if you have a few employees that start talking about how low a pay they're getting, this becomes like a virus, like a cancer almost, right? It can eat up all the positive things your company does bring to the table. And eventually your profits start to dwindle because you can't keep the good help and you have to cancel jobs. And we all know what this is like. This, my ladies, is your reality, and this needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed immediately, okay? Number 3 is feeling overworked and underappreciated. So we're all human. We can only give so much, right? Another reason why employees quit is because they feel overworked, right? Employees may feel like they have too many responsibilities and they have to try and work beyond their means to get everything done. And this can also backfire to you too. So although in many organizations, especially small businesses, you may have to ask your employees to wear many hats. You should always be conscious of what employees have on their plate and how they're handling their workload. I check in with my staff all the time. I see what they need, how they're doing, if they have any questions, how I can better support them. I check in on them and I make sure that everything is flowing correctly for them, right? You have to. This will mean so much to them, so much to them. This is just something you have to make into your daily routine, checking in with your employees, right? Because you have to have their back, right? It is crucial to your success. If you want them to have your back and give you time freedom, you have to have their back. They make you money. So why wouldn't you care for them like they're your children? I care for all of my employees, whether they've been with us 4 years, whether they've been with us 3 months. I care for them all the same. I check in with them. I talk to them. I see what's up. I see what's going on in their lives. Whatever. We just had one of our team leaders that just had a baby yesterday. What do you think I did? We picked up the phone. Not only did we make her a huge diaper skyscraper in the office, we picked up the phone, we checked in on her, she sent us pictures. Like, we have a relationship with her that goes beyond just work, right? This is a huge thing in our life. So, and we're part of it. So you have to have their back. That is crucial to their success. So ensuring that your employees are not overwhelmed may be as simple as meeting with them to discuss their work, discuss the day. How was the week? How was the day? How was this house? How was your night? What did you do on the weekend? It may seem like a small thing, but telling employees that they're doing good work and recognizing their accomplishments goes a long, long way. Let me tell you that. Another one that people don't know how to fix is a poor company culture. People like to have fun at work. So you may think that your company culture is just like, you may think that's just like another buzzword or something, right? But in fact, it is a major, major contributor to how employees feel about their jobs. If an employee feels connected to your business, part of a team, if they feel engaged with the whole of your operations, like not just their specific responsibilities, if they feel part of the organization, they're more likely to stay at the job longer and produce the best work possible while they're there. So on the other side of the coin, if you have a poor company culture, This is the top reason why people will leave. They want to wake up in the morning and go to a job they like. If it has a fun atmosphere, if it has a positive atmosphere, if there's no drama. We have a no drama policy we put right in our ads. We don't even let drama hit our doorstep. It is out of the door, right? So this consists of a range of issues, from unclear company values to a lack of transparency, just simply not providing employees with the tools they need to get their job done and done well. So an example would be bad equipment or toxicity, the drama among fellow employees. This one we don't even allow it. Like I said, we have a drama-free policy, right? It will ruin your vibe, ladies, right? You need to get this out of here. A toxic employee will try and infiltrate other workers in a vengeful way and get them to quit. It's happened to us. We've seen it. Once we recognize it, it is gone. It is out of the building. Leave the building. No drama, right? You don't want that because it can just completely invade someone. So you have to develop a work environment that positively affects the way your employee learns, performs, and also interacts with others, okay? So another one that you want to consider is that you offer growth opportunities. People don't want a job necessarily today, unless it's a part-time job. They want a career. So even a small business employees need the right opportunities to grow. So it's hard for anyone to be stuck in the same place for a long period of time. And this is another key reason why good employees quit. So if an employee has been doing the same job for years without any opportunity for growth and change, they're going to seek that growth and change at another organization. So you have to create certain tiers of management, create opportunities for growth, increase their responsibility. If they want to raise, you have to increase their responsibility a little bit too, right? Believe it or not, this increase in responsibility will make them feel good. The money is a bonus, but it's also going to make them good, right? It's also going to make them feel very good. And you may not be able to offer your employees a clear path for career advancement all the time or right now, but there are other ways you can encourage them. Like for example, bonuses. We do bonuses. We do breakfast surprises in the morning. We'll get munchkins. We'll get breakfast sandwiches. We had one girl bring in these awesome cookies today. Like, people do that in my company. There's coffee, there's waters, there's snacks, there's good tasting creamers. What else is there? I don't even know. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. We feed them all the time, right? We do a Christmas party. We do a summer party. Like I said, we just had one girl that was pregnant. We just did that whole balloon thing with the diaper tower. So she felt really appreciated as a person having a child, not just a worker. You know what I mean? So she could have found a different job. She worked through her whole term with us pregnant up until 9 months. She could have gone and gotten a job. She's been with us over a year. She worked her whole pregnancy, right? We were vigilant about getting her family medical leave pay so she could get paid for the 3 months that she's out. We took a vested interest in what was going on in her life beyond work. And that is the magic, ladies. It's the right thing to do, but it makes all the difference, and it gels your team. And if people feel part of a team, they will not leave. They will not leave. Another thing that's going to kill your staff is a bad manager. If you have someone in the office that does the payroll, that does the scheduling, and she's just a bitch, get rid of her, because that can be outsourced to anyone. Okay, that is going to cause drama in your teams, and people will just leave, right? So having a bad manager can ruin a job for an employee. Many good employees quit their jobs because they hate their managers. Not the job itself, they hate their managers. So Some of you may have this, some of you may not be at this point, but if you're not at this point, it's what to look out for. Hire a friendly person that likes people. Hire customer service people, because that's in a service industry business, it's all customer service. It's skill for whatever the service industry is, and it's customer service, right? So whether that manager has little training, is overwhelmed themselves, or simply has a different personality that clashes with certain employees, a manager can make or break the whole experience of a new employee in your business. So to prevent this issue, the manager has to be properly trained. You want to give your managers the tools they need to work with and support the employees. So you have to, as a CEO, you have to now support your managers. You have to back your managers up, because they're your lifeblood. They're your connection to your whole crew. If a manager says one thing to an employee and then the employee goes over the manager and comes to you and you don't back your manager up, that's the worst thing you can do. It's just like the worst thing you can do. It's going to show the employees that you don't back your managers up. It's going to show the manager that you don't back her up or him up or whatever it is. And this is just a surefire way to dissolve all the good stuff you have going on in your business. So additionally, you want to hire a manager that is actually suited for managing and working with people, right? You can't just put anyone in this role. This is a very big role, and they should have experience in this before, and they need to know how to connect to the employees to be able to come to you and tell you what's going on in the teams. This is super important. So to keep good employees from leaving your business, you'll want to make sure you're setting these managers or team leaders or field supervisors or team trainers, right? That's, I'm thinking in terms of my cleaning business. Those are the different positions. They have to be set up for success with training and competency all the time to make sure everything is working correctly. It's the biggest thing, and this is my next one, is team issues, dealing with team issues, especially when you're dealing with women. Sometimes, and I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes women can be catty. So cultivating an effective team can be difficult sometimes. It can be a difficult task, especially as your business is growing, especially as it's changing, right? So this being said, consider the team environment that your employees are working in on a day-to-day basis as an essential part of small business management. This has to be given a certain amount of attention all the time, daily, weekly, monthly, right? Certainly, a reason why good employees quit is that they have problems within their team. They're not getting along, right? Some of them might not get along with each other. They have different personalities. We try and personality match when we hire. This helps. If we interview someone and she has mad skills, but we know she just won't get along with our team leaders, we probably wouldn't hire her. If she's someone that's too shy, doesn't talk, probably not going to hire her, because the girls all talk during the day, right? You can't just hire anyone. And when you're desperate for staff, and we've all been there, this is what usually happens. You end up hiring some random person, and that ends up being a disaster. You're better off pushing off your clients till you find the right person. Even though you don't want to hear that, even though you're going to have lost revenue, who you bring into your organization makes all the difference. And generally speaking, employees want to work with like-minded individuals who contribute equally, right? They're professional, they communicate well. If they feel that their team members increasingly don't fulfill these qualifications, they're more likely to search for a position with a better team environment, okay? So if certain employees feel they work harder, this is another thing, they work harder than other members because other members slack off or they get lost in different rooms or whatever they're doing, right? This often can create resentment as well, right? And problems within the team. So what I do in my model is I check in with my team leads. I check in with my team leaders and I say, all right, what's going on? Who's doing what? This one's on her phone. This one's taking too many smoke breaks. They are my eyes and ears for what's going on in the field. So I connect with them. I back them. You back them. You back your managers. Promoting this healthy work environment, training the right people, hiring the right managers, establishing your company's values, your mission, and portraying that to everyone in your organization. All these factors can help foster positive team interactions and growth as well for you. You cannot grow unless you start to recognize that some of these things need to be done, right? Another one is no work-life balance. No one wants to work all the time. And especially with what happened with COVID is to put everyone home and everyone's like, oh, I'm getting money. I don't have to do this, right? So it kind of like warped the sense of working and stuff, right? So this is my last reason why good employees quit, and it's perhaps one of the most important ones, right? So although people may casually throw around the phrase work-life balance, like that's like a new word, right? It's still a significant concept to consider within the context of your business. So at the end of the day, all work-life balance means is that you respect the fact that your employees have lives outside of work. When you're talking to them on a Friday, don't keep hammering them about the job, what was done, what does it look like. Ask them personal questions. What are you doing for the weekend? Where are you going trick-or-treating? Where are you spending Thanksgiving? What's going on? Take a vested interest in them personally, because they will appreciate this, that they're respected beyond just 9 to 5. This is huge. And more than likely, your employees will be more productive, they'll be enthusiastic, and they'll be engaged when they know that their company trusts them and encourages them to have a life when they leave the office. This is like, to me, this is like dumb that bosses don't understand that you have to have a certain flavor of it. You can't be their best friends, right? You're not hanging out with your employees. Do not do this. You're not their best friends, but you have to support them. You have to be human, because if you don't, it's going to bite you in the ass. So deaths in the family, having a baby, obviously we just had an experience with this. Someone's ill in their family, life circumstances, vacation days. Try and be as flexible as possible here, with still having some structure. Because you can't let, I always say you can't let the inmates rule the asylum. I love this expression. You have to create the rules, okay? You can be flexible, but at the end of the day, there has to be rules for everyone, and the rules need to be followed, okay? But you need to be flexible when things happen in their lives. So, although these situations might not reflect an everyday occurrence, simply considering the facts and things like things happen in people's lives, giving your employees the support and freedom to deal with whatever's going on in their life can make a huge impact. So all of these things that I just named above, they're major contributors to why your staff is quitting on you. So I recommend doing an honest assessment of yourself and your company and seeing what's going on. Could you have stopped someone from quitting? What is it? Because chances are it's probably a 50% chance that you're not supporting them in the way that they need to be supported. Do you have their best interests at heart? Are you giving them a good work-life balance? Are you taking a vested interest in their personal lives and giving them the time they need? So the sooner you can rip that Band-Aid off and look inward, look at yourself as a boss. Are you doing these things for them? Are you providing them with structure, but at the same time, are you human? Okay? So chances are you will find some things that you can improve on here. Make a list of them for yourself. Slowly start to work on them, right? This change isn't gonna happen overnight, but if you start to recognize some things, you can start to be a better boss. You know, you need to, like, I always love when I hear, oh my God, I love my boss. Like, I hope people talk like that about me. How great is that? They love you as a boss. They're making you money and they love you as a boss at the same time. I mean, how great is that? That's like the best. That's like the best concept ever, right? So, if you need help with this, I am working with a ton of ladies right now on this exact issue. I do a whole 6 week program on how to hire the right employees. It's massive right now. That and my lead generation are my two biggest programs. So I'm happy to tell you more about this. If anyone is interested in having a one-on-one with me, a private training, you can type me, reach out to me, put help, anything, send me a DM, send me a bunch of hearts, whatever it is, get in touch with me. My newest client is Tara from Michigan, and this is what we are specifically working on for her business. So we can get her out of the field. She is stuck in the field because her employees keep quitting on her. How many of us have had that? Me? Yeah, I cleaned for a long time, too long, until my back almost broke on me, right? So I am here to help you. Tara needs to get out of the field. We're going to get her out of the field. We're going to get her relief. We're going to get her back to doing things she loves, like going to the gym, spending time with her 3 awesome pit bulls. She lives on this amazing lake in Michigan. There's all these lakes in Michigan. So we're going to get her some relief by putting some systems in place and by teaching her how to write ads, how to hire, how to interview, how to attract the right people, all these things that I know how to do. I teach in a 6 week program. So if anyone is interested, reach out to me. I am here to support you because I have been where you are. And I know what it feels like. It's crappy. And we're going to fix it. We have to fix it so you all can have time freedom and leave these businesses and your legacies to your children and your family. That is so important to me. So I know I get so like just emotional with it because you all can do it. That's why. If I can do it, you all can do it. You just need a little help. You just need to develop the skills to take your business to the next level. And that's what I'm here for. So you all have a wonderful evening. I hope this was helpful. If you're catching it on replay, you can message me, interest me, let me know what you need. I am here for you. Have an awesome evening. I am going to have some dinner. I think my husband made dinner for me. What a nice husband, right? All right, ladies, I'm checking off. I will see you during the week. Have a wonderful evening. See you later. Bye-bye.